Good evening. Welcome on in to the evening edition of From Day One. I know a lot of times that we go around with soft sticks, we go around with idiots in court. Today I just figured for the evening we might as well have a little fun with a Karen in the Cheesecake Factory. Seem
Hey
skeptic? Take it
guys,
away.
and welcome to today's video. Today, we probably have the most entitled Karen I've ever covered on this channel. Now our story begins when a young strapping gentleman decided to do something nice and take out the local wildlife for dinner. He originally planned a nice dinner at a nice restaurant, but due to her being an hour late, they missed their reservations and he had to take her to the Cheesecake Factory. I'll be honest with you, I love the Cheesecake Factory. But Cheesecake Karen doesn't agree and didn't think that the factory was a suitable place for her first date and refused to get out of the car. Not only that, but she also went to social media to try to shame this guy, which ultimately backfired on her since the entire internet is now making fun of her and her self-entitlement. Well, now it's my turn, so let's begin.
Yes. Uh, would you want me to open the door for you? Okay. Are you're recording me?
Yeah. Yeah. This is the Cheesecake Factory. This is the Cheesecake Factory, y'all.
What's the problem with that?
This is a chain restaurant. Who takes someone that looks like this to a chain restaurant?
Well, that we can agree on, Karen. He should have taken you in your reflective green dress to a nighttime construction zone and set you up front with the rest of the safety pylons.
You want to talk about it? I'm fine with talking about it, even in front of them.
Oh, yeah, I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Come on, get up on in the car. Yeah, we're going to talk about it. Oh, okay.
So,
Yes, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
so you expect a man to go all out on the first date? Is that right?
I mean, you're supposed to. Look at, when you take out a beautiful woman
Debatable.
and you're courting her, because I get courted. So you're courting her, right? You're supposed to take care of her. You're supposed to cover her. You're supposed to protect her, cherish her, treat her well, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're
And
supposed to do.
I agree.
Not
I
At the
went
Cheesecake
into this
Factory?
date as I expect, with the expectations for myself, to keep you safe, to respect you, to pay for your food, of course, pick you up, of course, and just treat you like a gentleman, which I believe I have done.
I mean, you've been pretty
and then-
nice, but I mean,
And then,
Cheesecake Factory.
I don't know what her problem is with the Cheesecake Factory. On a list of shitty restaurants, it's closer to Benihana's than it is to Applebee's. And to be perfectly honest with you, with your shitty attitude, you're lucky he didn't take you to a Waffle House.
I, on the other hand, have certain expectations for a girl I go out with on the first date. I expect her to be respectful too. I expect her to be cooperative, and at least
What did I do that wasn't cooperative?
Well, let's see. You lost the reservation because you were late. You refused to get out of the vehicle when he pulled up to a perfectly acceptable replacement restaurant. You went live to blast him on social media, and you continue to stare into your phone instead of looking at him when you two were talking to each other. You're being uncooperative, rude, and a disrespectful piece of shit.
well, I mean, even when we were walking to the car, you wouldn't put your hand around my arm or anything like that, or hold my hand or anything like that.
I mean, it's too early for that.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
don't know you.
I can respect that. I can respect that. When I got to your apartment to pick you up, you didn't want to invite me in. I can respect that too. We're not
Again,
we're
I don't
not
know
there.
yet.
Okay.
I know yet.
And then, but
I mean, I feel like I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do as a woman. I got myself all made
nothing
up.
wrong with
Karen, if getting yourself all made up is all you have to do as a woman on a date, then you're officially known as an escort. And since all he's getting out of this is the honor of feeding you that night, this is what's known as a foodie call.
The Cheesecake Factory, right?
Yes, there's a lot wrong with the Cheesecake Factory.
Look at my plan where we were gonna go originally.
See, now that's where we should have went. All right there. Call him.
No.
What do you mean no?
See, I specifically told you both yesterday and this morning that I'd come to pick you up at 4 p.m. Right? And I got to your place at 4 p.m. You didn't even come downstairs for another hour, and so I was waiting downstairs for an hour. Right?
But I wasn't expecting for work to take me so long. I got home a little late. And like I said, I don't know you well enough to invite you up into my apartment. And that is not possible.
And that's completely understandable. But at the same time, if you don't know him well enough to let him sit on your couch while you finish getting ready, especially when you're the reason that you're running late, then why are you expecting him to take you anywhere other than a Taco Bell?
And that's why I'm thinking, okay, if we're not there in the relationship to, meet at your apartment, then maybe we're not ready in a relationship for such a nice fancy restaurant as Aria, especially if I'm paying for the whole thing, which I'm still willing to do. I would have been, but if we're late, I told you twice.
It wasn't that late.
We literally left your place at the time the reservation was supposed to be. And I specifically said 4 because maybe we could get there early and even have some time to get to know each other on the way there and while we're in the parking lot. Waiting for a reservation.
We can still get to know each other. Isn't there another restaurant you can call that, the equivalent to that? You don't understand. Look at me. I cannot go in the Cheesecake Factory.
Well, I wouldn't take you out to the Cheesecake Factory looking like you're the main star of a Barney Bukkake, but that's just me. At this point, he should probably just allow you to finish putting on your clown makeup and take you to a job interview at the circus.
There's nothing wrong with
I will die. That's embarrassing.
Listen, as I said, I have very specific certain expectations for that. I can tell it's not gonna be there. And maybe we're not right for each other. So, respectfully, I'm gonna just drop you off at home.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Yeah, I'm not.
So, you just want to call it a night? Isn't there some kind of compromise or something? Ladies, can you believe this?
I'm sorry, y'all.
He just pulled out of the parking space.
If I don't feel respected, I'm not gonna go through the rest of the day.
What a fucking Chad. With all these male self-help gurus charging men to give them advice on how to become MGTOW, you have young men like this giving lessons on how to be a real man for free. And now for the best part of the video, as Karen finally comes to the realization that she done fucked up.
Well, you are serious. You really leaving?
Yeah. You didn't want this place anyway, right?
I understand that I was late. I understand that. I understand that I could have been a bit more cooperative. You made some good points. That's why I'm willing to compromise. Are you sure you want to go home?
I don't have a lot of rules. I don't have a lot of expectations for a first date, but I've already set them, and you've broken every one.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. We're dropping you off home.
All right, whatever. Well, I guess I understand. You gotta do what you gotta do. I understand where you're coming from.
And that, my friends, is the look of someone who's realized that the next meal that she eats is gonna come from the all-you-can-eat buffet at Fogo de Home. Alright guys, that's the end of the video. I appreciate you sticking around until the end. If you're a lady out there, I'd love to know what you think of this guy's actions, and if you're a guy out there, I'd love to know what you'd do in this situation. So if you liked the video, leave a like. If you disliked it, leave a dislike. But don't forget to leave a comment below and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss any of my content. I'm Team Skeptic, and I'm out.
Thank you extremely much, Team Skeptic. Yeah, I was gonna say that's the Facebook look. The lady who realized she done fucked up. If it's his fault, that's one thing. When she's the one that was late, she's the one that caused the reservation to be taken away from the expensive restaurant that he was willing to take her to. He's still willing to try to make it work. Takes her to a upscale chain restaurant. One that you don't have to do reservations 9,000 months in advance. And then she pulls that kind of shit. Yeah, I'm on his side. She can go freak off. Yeah. So in the meantime, and in between time, let me see if I can find us a quickie. An oldie but a goodie. Play stupid games? How about winning some very stupid prizes in court? That's what we'll try to bring up as we fight through the adventure. And I don't know where the frick that came from. And they had a Toyota popped up. Alright, I think now we've got what we need.
Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. Today, I have a short one for you as I have an idiot in court who just can't get out of his own way. But first, let's watch a preview of 3 videos that you can expect from me this week. We have Judge Tammy, who you guys love.
And let's skip that because we've already covered those in the past. That's a Smoky Bong Boy. And that's the Dempsey. Alright, so here is our
hearing today regarding support. And Mr. Brzezinski, can you give me an update on this case?
Yes, Your Honor. This hearing was adjourned from February 6th for the defendant to pay $200 plus stay in communication with the friend of the court if he did not have that ability to pay. He has a support obligation of $363. This is now, I believe, the 6th show cause hearing since June 22nd of 2022. The last payment was August of 2022, $400. So most of these hearings have not resulted in payment. Multiple times the defendant has been ordered to provide job searches to the friend of the court, which he's done, but it has not resulted in him gaining employment or making any payments. So the friend of the court would ask if he does not have employment or any income, that he provide proof of that, whether it be unpaid bills, rent, proof that he's going to the interviews, just verification of all those details to prove that he truly does not have an ability to pay.
Well, I can tell you that my phones are currently shut off with a past due balance of almost $900, if that counts for anything. And I'm behind on my mortgage. That's $606 a month. Currently don't get a electric and gas bill because something's wrong with consumers. But I can tell you that we're behind in that too. There's only one income in this house, and there is a baby due next month as well. There should be a payment made. I just filed my taxes. I received my state taxes. I know you guys do with income withholding on that. So you guys should be getting a payment from my taxes. I was supposed to get 600 and some change, and I only received $238 back. So there should be a decent payment going to you guys out of my taxes.
Mr. Brzezinski, if the court proceeds with contempt proceedings at some point, would this be a first or subsequent finding?
I believe this would be a first finding of contempt, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to set this for a contempt hearing in April. Mr. Sylvester, there's a couple of things that you need to do under the law. And number one is to make your payments, of course.
Okay, well, I have absolutely zero.
Can you listen to me for a second?
No, I'm listening. You guys tell me this every fucking time.
I always tell people it's never a good idea to huff keyboard duster right before going to court, but nobody wants to listen to me. So let's break down what's really going on and how this moron is actually hurting himself. First, if you would have actually been listening to the friend of the court, you would have heard him say that yes, you were behind on your child support payments. But he also made a point to point out that there was evidence to show that you were actually trying to get a job. So even though you've been unsuccessful at getting one, the fact that you're trying goes a long way with the court. And with one unhinged comment, you've essentially undone everything he's done for you. And he doesn't stop there.
First of all, don't use that kind of language. You're in a court.
Okay, what are you going to do?
What am I going to do?
I don't come up there.
I'm going to hold you in contempt. I'm going to issue a bench warrant for you to be arrested. Do you want that to happen?
No, but you guys tell me this every time. I have 92 applications out on fucking Indeed right now. I can't help that I can't get a job.
I get it, you're frustrated, but that's the second time you've run your crayon eater. Now the judge is about to give you one last warning, and I suggest pulling your head out of your ass so you can hear him.
Mr. Sylvester, based on your language, I've already warned you one time. If you use that language again, I will hold you in contempt.
Okay, well, as I was saying, I cannot help that I can't get a job. Okay, so I've had some places call me back, but it doesn't get me anywhere. I've had 2 interviews out of all of my applications. We've got 1 vehicle, one income. My insurance is actually almost expired because I can't pay that either. I don't know how I'm supposed to make payments when I don't have an income. I don't know how you want me to prove it, but I'll prove it.
Are you done?
Okay, I see where this is going.
Are you gonna listen, or are you?
Oh, I'm listening. I'm gonna get my shit transferred.
Not before you go to jail for contempt, because the judge has given you plenty of warning to control yourself, and yet you still went full smooth brain on him because you thought you were untouchable in Zoom court. But the sad part about this is you're getting all worked up for nothing, because yeah, you're behind on child support. That's a fact, and one that the court cannot ignore. So they're obligated to hold a contempt hearing, but that doesn't mean you're guilty. That's just a hearing where you can present all the evidence that you tried to present today, except in a logical, coherent, and less contemptuous manner.
All right, you just used more inappropriate language, so I'm going to, based on your conduct here at this hearing today, I'm going to find you in contempt. I'm going to order that you serve 30 days in the Otsego County Jail for contempt in the view of the court. This is a summary proceeding, and that's based on your conduct here in front of the court.
I'll speak to a lawyer.
I'm going to issue a bench warrant for your arrest. You'll serve your 30 days here once you're arrested and brought before the court. I'm also going to set this for a contempt hearing in April. If you aren't employed and you can't make payments, you need to provide proof of that to the friend.
Okay, how? You guys don't tell me any way how.
Or bring proof of that to the hearing in April.
Okay, you guys want proof, but you guys right here, this is exactly what I'm.
Okay, I'm muting Mr. Sylvester now because I need to be able to make a record and he's talking over me.
Because you guys don't give me a chance.
I gave Mr.
Hey, babe.
Hey babe, I know you rely on me, but I'm too much of a dumbass to stay out of jail. Now don't get me wrong, I do love watching a window licker trying to prove that he can smash his head through an oncoming train. It just sucks that innocent people are gonna suffer because of his petulant behavior. And the fact that he's about to ghost the judge isn't gonna do him or his family any favors.
Mr. Sylvester, I've given you more than an adequate opportunity to talk here today, and at some point you have to listen, and you're not doing that, so I'm muting you because I need to make a record. So if you don't provide that proof to the front of the court at the hearing in April, or bring it or provide it to the court for the hearing in April, then the court will issue or proceed with contempt proceedings, and you could be subject to a contempt penalty of up to 45 additional days. So Mr. Brzezinski, if you can set that for a hearing for contempt in April, I'm going to issue a bench warrant for the court's finding of direct contempt here on the record today, which is a separate issue that you don't need to deal with, Mr. Brzezinski.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. I will do that.
Alright guys, that's the end